Morning arrived quietly over the village. The sound of footsteps, tools, and distant voices slowly replaced the silence of the night. Life here moved differently from the palace, not with luxury or power, but with survival. Jumong opened his eyes beside fading firelight, still adjusting to a life without walls around him. No servants waiting, no guards standing nearby. Only the cold morning air and the reality of the road he had chosen. As the day continued, he began helping the villagers with their work. Heavy sacks, broken carts, worn tools, tasks that once seemed ordinary now carried visible weight. And slowly, he began to understand how difficult simple living could truly be. The villagers watched him carefully at first, but effort speaks louder than titles, and little by little, their suspicion began to change into respect. From a distance, someone else was watching him closely. Quiet eyes, calm expression, studying him not as a prince, but as a person trying to find his place. Unlike the others, she showed no fear when she approached him. Her presence was calm, yet confident, like someone who had already seen enough of the world to understand people clearly. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. Near the well, the two finally spoke. There was no formality between them, no titles, no expectations, only honesty. And for the first time in a long while, Jumong listened without feeling the need to defend himself. Her words stayed with him even after the conversation ended. Strength alone was not enough. Skill alone was not enough. A warrior needed purpose, and that was something he was still searching for. The days passed differently now, repairing homes, carrying water, helping where he could. Each task connected him more deeply to the people around him, and with every moment the distance between him and the villagers slowly disappeared. Even the children began to gather around him. Their laughter brought warmth to a place that had seen too much struggle. And for a brief moment, Jumong experienced peace without conflict. But peace rarely lasts long in troubled times. A sudden warning shattered the calm of the village, and fear spread almost instantly. Something was coming, and everyone could feel it. Villagers rushed to protect what little they had. Parents pulled children close, and voices filled the air with panic, because people who live through hardship learn quickly when danger is near. Jumong looked toward the horizon, and deep inside he already understood. This was not random. This danger had followed him here. The young woman looked at him carefully, and in that moment she understood too. Whatever past he carried, it was larger and more dangerous than he had allowed anyone to see. Soon, royal soldiers entered the village in formation. Their armor reflected authority, but also pressure, and with every step they took, the atmosphere grew heavier. The leader stepped forward with a clear purpose. He was not here for the villagers, he was here for one man, and both sides understood it immediately. But Jumong did not retreat. He stood his ground calmly, no longer uncertain of himself. The boy who depended on the palace was disappearing, and in his place, someone stronger was beginning to rise. Then, without hesitation, she stepped beside him, not because she fully understood his past, but because she understood who he was becoming. And sometimes, belief is stronger than fear. The air grew tense as both sides prepared themselves. One wrong movement, one wrong word, and the village would become a battlefield. Then, suddenly, Arrows cut through the air, fast, precise, and impossible to predict. In an instant, the balance shifted, and the soldiers realized they were no longer in control. From the shadows of the forest, the Damul warriors emerged once more, silent, disciplined, focused, not protectors of a throne, but protectors of a purpose greater than power. This time, Jumong did not fight alone. He moved beside others who understood battle the same way he did, not for pride, not for glory, but to protect. Realizing the fight was turning against them, the soldiers finally pulled back. Their retreat left behind silence, dust, and unanswered tension, because this conflict was far from over. As calm slowly returned, the Damu leader stepped out of the shadows. His eyes remained fixed on Jumong, not with doubt, but recognition, like someone finally seeing the future take shape. Jumong looked around at the people he had protected, then down at his own hands. For the first time, his strength no longer felt directionless. He was beginning to understand why his father fought, and why his own path could no longer be avoided. The world beyond the palace had changed him, and little by little it was shaping him into the man he was meant to become.